everyone, and welcome back to another PCs and EVs live stream. In today's episode, we've got 3 computers to build. So, without further ado, let's jump right into it. I gotta unbox some stuff that came from Amazon today, and then we gotta get building. We've got a lot of things to cover, including GM switching to NACS, just like Ford, and what that might mean for the state of the electric vehicle market. Hello, Marin. Thank you, Senor Bezos, for delivering this stuff today. I've got 3 PCs we've got to get done by tomorrow. So that doesn't leave us a whole ton of time. All hail our corporate overlord. Let me mute it on here. I apologize, I'm just going through some things over here. Making sure everything looks good, which it does. Is audio low? Is it about normal? Would you prefer it to be a little louder? Enough heavier power supply. I should be able to raise the audio just a tiny bit, so give me 1 second, guys. That's about all we've got. Let me see if I can go into properties and see if I can... I can't increase it anymore. And I'm going to presume this sounds a lot worse. So it's probably louder, but is it clearer? Because you guys are now coming from the MacBook as far as audio goes. Hello, Dallin. Yeah, I'm not going to be clicking around on it too much, thankfully. I'm actually going to go ahead and turn the brightness all the way down. I just got to click one thing over here. So I've got you guys on my monitor right here so that I can see and monitor chat and everything. We've got to build 3 PCs. Dallin, how have you been? How's your new place of living that is nowhere near your former place of living? No, I'm still at the same place. Also, you guys like how I have a Yeti that I don't use? Should I try figuring that out right now, or no? Miranda. You got a job. Whoa. Yeah, I kind of figured it wouldn't be worth it. I have a Blue Yeti microphone. Yes, I do. Brittany. Hi, babe. So, everyone, Brittany's my girlfriend. Anyways, let's continue our unboxing. So far, I've unboxed a cooler, some memory, and power supply. Now a Thermalright Knot, N-O-T-T-E, so is it naughty? 240mm black ARGB AIO, which we will not be using for this build. But we do have a NHU14S, which we'll be using in one of our 3 builds tonight. Don't kill me, but I need to go grab some refreshments. I'm very thirsty. So give me just one moment. I'll bring a couple up, that way I don't have to leave on stream again. You guys can talk amongst each other and entertain yourselves. Alright, so I got some seltzers so that I'll actually stay refreshed. You don't build PCs at this job, which is sad, but yeah, I can understand that. PC number 1 already has the processor installed. Already has the motherboard installed. Already has the NVMe installed. I started working on it yesterday. Which I know is cheating. But like I said, I've got to get these done rapidly, so let's jump right to it. Oh, nice to hear, Colovian. Hey, May. What EV do you have, Colovian? And Dallin, stop trolling. I know there is next to no EV infrastructure, and that's real where you are. But stop. Don't, give the other people a break. How's everyone doing tonight? We've got 3 PCs to build, so it might be actually a bit of a long stream. We're going to get to use the Fractal North. We've got some Noctua fans. Well, a Noctua fan. We've got a DIY PC case and a Thermaltake Versa H17. I know my workplace is a mess. I apologize. Oh, dude. Colovian, that is a lot better of a cost basis. Yeah, the Fractal North, it's the white with wood grain. Thanks, babe. So, enjoy the beach. I'm very jealous that you got to go to the beach without me today. But I worked. Hello, Mark. How have you been doing? In probably about 5 or 10 minutes, we'll dive into our first topic of the day, which is the death of CCS. And yet, CCS will also still live forever. The Fractal, we will get there. The Fractal's going to be either the second or third build of the day. You can't rush these things. Yeah. Mass actually has a lot of beaches because there's like Cape Cod and all that good stuff too. May, if you want to know what the Fractal looks like, look up Fractal North. It's got a wood grain front panel. It's got a glass side panel, and it's white. Yeah, Mark. I don't think it's as much of a death as much as the slow decline that will start, realistically. Colovian, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, no, it's not death. I mean, Chatamo, the Chatamo conglomerates showed off an Ionic 5 with Chatamo adapter at an event literally like today, I think. And we've all said that Chatamo has been dead. Give me 1 second. I've got one person I want to... The HDMI plug came undone. There's one person I want to ping the chat to the channel, so. That's not the EU viewer, they're in Florida. Yellowstone. Oh, goodness. Don't be giving my girlfriend ideas. My wallet will never recover from. Alright. How's everyone doing today, though? So yeah, your prediction of GM being next was correct. You think Rivian will be next? Honestly, it's either got to be Rivian or Lucid, and I don't think Lucid is gonna change. At least not anytime soon. I think realistically, this is it for another month or two. I think Aptera is really the winner out of this. Obviously, Tesla will do fine and everything in it because they're switching to the Tesla plug. But Aptera is the one who really wins in this. All of a sudden, it became significantly more likely that it'll work. Aptera is NACS. Yes, GM is going to do NACS now. And thereby killing... Where did I put the I/O shield? What the... It's on top of the power supply. Alright, so we've got the I/O shield in. Now this is actually one of the better looking DIY PC cases. This is the DIY PC Q3 ARGB black. You have Ford, GMC, or Dodge trucks. I wonder if they'll switch if Stellantis will switch. Since they haven't launched the Ram Rev yet, if they'll be next and just say that the Ram Rev will come with the Tesla connector. Because they could totally do that. The Ram Rev. Yes, sorry. The Mach-E sold surprisingly well. Like, I never even seriously considered the Mach-E. But it sold quite well. The LTT screwdriver is actually quite good. And I would recommend it. It is a genuine good purchase. Where is the... Thank you. No. Where's my standoff putter inner? There we go. How does it work for smaller screws? Generally pretty good. The only two bits that I find myself swapping between are whatever the two standard Phillips bits are. I have to swap. For most things I use the smaller bit. For like standoff screw things and stuff like that, I use the larger bit. Same with like most thumb screws, stuff like that. It can all be done with the smaller bit. It's very rare that I have to switch. Bye, babe. Yeah, there is something to consider knowing you're buying a car from a manufacturer who will be part of NACS. It's the same thing here in New Hampshire and Massachusetts. We have to go all the way to New Jersey to grab a Tesla. We cannot get them directly from them in New Hampshire or Maine. I think, like, now it's like if the Ram Rev doesn't launch the Tesla plug, it could almost theoretically be like dead on arrival. Or at least claimed to be dead on arrival. Obviously it won't actually not work. Yeah, Dallin, if you live in either Maine or New Hampshire, you can't even buy a used one from them. You have to go all the way to New Jersey to get one. If it's getting registered in New Hampshire or Maine. Massachusetts ones you have to pick up at a Mass Service Center. Connecticut ones you can pick up in either Long Island or Connecticut. There's some stipulations there too. Okay, let's finish getting this board thrown in. Do you guys ever oversleep and just be like completely off for an entire day? Because that's what's happening. I slept way too much last night and now I've just been a little, just not on my A game all day. Well, yeah, what else is there to do? Dallin, what else is there to do out there other than buy a car? Let me switch back so that it works a little better. Every day of your life, May? But some days you don't actually sleep that well. That would be cool. As far as upcoming stuff I've got on the channel, so obviously I'm going to have something to talk about my visit with Genesis Service. I'm going to have something to detail more of like a long-term review after putting 1,000 miles on the GV70 electrified. I'm going to have some extra thoughts on that because obviously my views on it have changed a little bit. Not a ton. But it's definitely, I'm starting to now actually pick up on more keenly on the differences between the two vehicles. For example, like just how much smoother this is with how its ride quality is and everything. It is a huge difference. I have a loaner. I have the electrified GV70 as a loaner right now. Yeah, the Hummer is stupid. So, honest answer, if they were like, for no extra money you want this car, I'd probably take the GV70. I probably wouldn't pay more for it, but man, it rides a little comfier. It's a little less rapid, so there's a little bit of a delay in the acceleration just to smooth it out a little bit, but overall it is a better car. But yes, I do miss my car being bright green and being able to just find it in any parking lot just by walking out the door. It's significantly smoother of a ride in the GV70. They delay the throttle response, or no, not even the throttle response. is not quite as aggressive. Like, it's got wider tires, which helps it handle a little better. There's 3 gray 2014 to 16 CX-5s in your neighborhood, and you're one of them. Yeah, the more nondescript you get, the better. Yeah. We also have a Model Y in the family that I've been meaning to review for a while. And I just have not gotten around to. I've done a road trip in the Model Y. I've road tripped it back from Indiana. What I really should do is a road trip to like DC or like Georgia or something. I know those are very different distances, but like DC or North Carolina or something like that, and just road trip both of them and have it be the comparison between the two vehicles. The cooler might be too large. No, that just means you have more ice. Yes, I agree. Difference in ride quality between a 3 and a Y. I've never ridden in a 3. I've never, like, I haven't driven a 3. I haven't anything. I plan on taking a look at one at Eco Auto, which, again, those guys are the guys that I use locally to review vehicles, and they've been great about letting us just take vehicles for a couple hours at a time on a whim. They actually, if you guys remember that blue Model Y that we had, they sold us that one. Yeah. At the time we purchased it was a great deal on it. By like a week later, it was no longer a great deal, but that is the nature of buying right before Tesla did a major price drop. So, we actually have a red one now. We sold that blue one back to them, not because we had issues with it, but because I found a great deal on a red one, and they were still willing to give me about the same money as we paid for the red one back. So, the red one's just better cosmetic condition, fewer miles. Good stuff. Alright, so this is going to get an RX 6600. And it will be ready to go. It needs to be ready to go for tomorrow. But Mark, yeah, I do have to review a 3 at some point. As someone who owns a Model Y, I've got an Ioniq 6 review coming up on the channel. I recorded that the day I brought my GB60 down for service. Yes, I do. Let's finish getting this one wired up and get the graphics card in. And once that's done, we'll move on to the next build, which is just going to be an APU build. 5600G, just basic system. And then off camera, I just got to get all these activated. I've got some things to say about the service experience. But we'll wait for the video on that. But the fun thing is that I got the GV70 electrified as a loaner. Like I said, they gave it to me. It's actually the same physical unit that I had reviewed. If you guys remember that we had posted a review on that, as well as a comparison between GV60 and GV70. Dallin, so the charge port overheats and causes charging sessions to end. Yeah, graphics cards last year were quite hard to get. Now they're just sitting on shelves, which is nuts. Yes, Dallin, I remember when I almost got stranded. Alright, I'm turning that on just so I can see what you get. I can see if there's anything important that pops up over there. Alright. Yeah, so what happens is the AC charge port pins overheat under high amperage charging. I would beg to differ on you saying they aren't cheap. 6600s are dirt cheap, dude. I mean, sure, other stuff isn't cheap, but 6600s, 6600 XT, like that classic card, dirt cheap. Gotcha. I mean, yeah, I bought... Oh, thank you so much, Mark, for the $5. Appreciate it. Let's see. I've got all of the 6600s that I've bought. I got for like $110. Very, very, very lightly used. Mark, you got time to stick around tonight, or are you heading out? Hardware Swap's a good place. I still have... Let me go count how many of the 3070s I have. Okay, I'm just making sure, Mark. I think I still have like 6 or 7 of the 10 that I got. What type of videos would you prefer moving forward on the channel? I've got to get some stuff that Gamdius sent over, some products to showcase, done here very soon. But obviously I want to get some more PC content up on the channel. Would you guys want to see just like time lapses of builds? Would you guys want to see more, obviously, EV reviews, but comparisons between EVs? Would you prefer that I prioritize those? Or what would you prefer that I prioritize, realistically? No, Dallin, I will not. That car has the classic Toyota, the classic Camry corner, where it's got a dent on one corner of it. Okay, let's grab this really tiny PCB that ends here and here with giant heatsink. And let's get it installed in this system. But yeah, let me know what you guys would prefer to see. Do you want to see more Tesla content? Do you want to see more podcasty style content, more full-on in-depth reviews of random cars that I get access to? Yeah, it's hard. I can do a lot of similar to testing to them, but obviously if I'm just copying them, then that provides nothing new. Good, not gold. Got it. I don't know why it keeps yeeting some of your stuff out of the chat. Oh, you retracted it. Got it. I was going to say that's the second time I've seen stuff get yeeted out of chat. And it's not because it's doing admin stuff. Ah. So, I want to know what you guys want to see. What would be interesting to you? Seeing, obviously I'm going to continue to cover charging with my shorts. Because that's the easiest way to just get a quick piece of content out. Especially on something that doesn't need a huge talking head piece about it. So I will say, you guys remember that GV60 versus GV70 comparison video I did? And probably also the Bolt versus Ioniq 5 one I did. Comparison videos do extremely well. I don't know why, but they do. Those are something I'm going to try and lean more heavily into. It just means I got to get my hands on some more recent vehicles still to make sure that I'm able to review those. Really, Dallin? Interesting to think about, because if you look at my page, I've been posting at least shorts very consistently. And I'm trying to keep up with it. Component mods of EVs may merge the two worlds. Yeah. Alright, let's get this one closed up. I just dropped the side panel. I apologize for the loud noise. Wow, that's crazy to me, Dallin, because I literally post anywhere from 1 to like 4 a week. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking as well. Comparison videos do really well on the platform because a lot of times it's people cross-shopping. And when people are cross-shopping vehicles, obviously they want someone who has access to both perspectives and both vehicles and all that good stuff. So those seem to do really well on the platform. I'll probably try and lean more heavily into those. Beyond that, though, I'm just trying to get some perspective from you guys on what you'd like to see. Yes, I try and give some updates as things go, but I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't reviewed the Model Ys, and we've owned a Model Y since the beginning of the year. So I know I'm really I haven't actually straight up reviewed my GV60 either. I don't know what it is about them being my cars that makes it impossible to review in a timely fashion, but that's what's happening. I'm going to do a video on the service experience. I'm going to do an update to my GV70 electrified review. I'll just call it GV70 electrified review part 2, I think. Because obviously I've got additional thoughts because I've now put, instead of having put like 30 miles on it, I'm going to have put over 1,000 miles on the vehicle. I mean, I just got the vehicle Monday, and it was given to me with 138 miles on it. And right now it has 925, and the dealership is about 170 miles away. And that's if I don't do any other driving tomorrow that I need to do anyways. Alright, Reddit ordeal. I can give some thoughts on that in a minute. I haven't looked into it too much. Basically, from my understanding, Reddit is like like how Twitter is making APIs a paid feature, Reddit's doing the same thing. So access to APIs means that you no longer have secondary applications that use the static API for whatever APIs do. My brain is not functioning right now. But basically, yeah, they can't just take your Twitter home or your Reddit feed and put it on their own app anymore without paying a significant royalty. That makes it extremely not profitable for them to do. I'm not happy that this is the world we live in. Especially with the whole Reddit premium thing that's already started to be pushed anyways. I don't know a ton about the situation or how extreme it is. I just know that a lot of apps are going to have to shut down. And I don't really understand why. Like, I don't understand how much funding it requires compared to how much those apps bring in. Obviously, the applications themselves a lot of times are free. But wouldn't they theoretically, like, doesn't Apollo, for example, I think they have the iOS app, don't they still offer, like, advertisements? Like, they sell ads for their platform? Or is that not true? I'm gonna be honest, I've only ever used the stock Reddit app. And I actually like the stock Reddit app. I know I'm in the minority here, but I wouldn't know what I'm missing out on, but I have no complaints for the stock Reddit app. I agree. People will, if they want to continue using the platform, people will adapt. I still can't get over the fact that NACS is going to be the default for two of the major car brands here in the USA. Like, that still is mind-boggling to me. Alright, so one computer down in 38 minutes, and we're already have started working on the second one. Not a bad rate. Second one's an APU build. As mentioned before. Oh, these ones don't have Wi-Fi. I was like, what? I thought they did. No. Alright, well that means I'll have to put Wi-Fi in this. That's fine. Oh, really? Well, if you have any questions, obviously I've talked with you a lot about it in the past and how I do things, but if you have any questions, let me know. I can use one of these. $16 gig kit of RAM. Doesn't need to be RGB. We got us our 5600G. That does make it difficult, quite honestly. Like, you're noticing how much more you'd have to pay. Because like 5500s are 85 bucks at Micro Center, I think, or they're 105 bucks or whatever. They're 85 bucks at Micro Center for a 6-core Zen 3 CPU. Which is nuts. Also, if any of you guys are watching and would like to commission a build, you can shoot me a message at pcsbythomas@gmail.com. And we can at least discuss our options. Even if we don't proceed with a full build or anything like that, it won't cost anything to at least consult. Micro Center is all over, but they only have like 25 locations around the country. I don't know, man. If Apple does it right, they might be able to take eat Tesla's cake on that. They launch it with NACS. I am not getting a Vision Pro. What do you guys think of Apple getting into the VR game? Also, holy crap, this is framed nice. You guys see my new wall ornament? It's a 3090. It's a dead 3090. It's a dead 3090 that's B stock that I wasn't the original purchaser on, so I don't get warranty. The second PC, first one was a Ryzen 5 5500 with 16 gigs of RAM and a RX 6600 with a 1TB NVMe SSD. Second one's going to be basically the same thing, except with a 5600G and no GPU. They don't need a discrete graphics card. You know the red LED nonsense on EVGA cards? Yeah, that's what happened. I agree. If I ran a channel that I reviewed Apple products, like, I don't know, like MAC address or something, then I could justify it as a business expense. Yeah, I'd do that. So basically, one of the power rails dies, I think. Something in it dies, and what happens is instead of so over each power plug, there's a LED, and it would go red when it's not plugged in. When that power plug's not plugged in. So basically, when they die, they just ramp fans to max, and all 4. So there's 3 of them over the power plugs, and then there's one extra one for some reason, and all 4 of them just go and light up like crazy. And yeah, indicating it's dead. I don't keep up with it. I'm not gonna lie. I just use my business Facebook account. You're right. It is actually mostly East Coast now that I think about it. Huh. Weird. Yeah, I mean, did you guys see the car that just hit the Tesla that just hit a dog on full self-drive? Also, the Fractal North build is a 12700K with no graphics card. What, the Falcon? Yeah. Someone gets T-boned once a week? Wow. Yeah. Well, no, they were subscribed to the FSD beta. And I don't know if it's been confirmed yet or not, but evidence does point to it being FSD beta. That hit the dog. He was going 65, and allegedly the dog like jumped out. I haven't actually seen the video yet, but I've heard about it and was planning on looking at it like either later today or tomorrow. But yeah, we're building a $1,000 PC without a graphics card. I agree, though. I've usually been very suspect of the I was in FSD. Yeah, I mean, it all depends on how it handles how the AEB, the automatic emergency braking, would handle a situation like that. Realistically. Now, Colovian, I haven't seen you on the channel yet. Is this your first time finding us, or have you been watching for a while now? Yeah, dude. I saw a turkey on the side of the road this morning. Oh, nice. I wonder if you'd subscribed to the channel previously, or if it was just a, hey, people who watch this, who also watch this guy. Do you happen to remember? Oh, for sure. You've actually been quite a great addition to chat. Mark's saying the truth. I love having more people here. Because the hardest thing when I'm streaming to do is to talk to a computer or a camera on a screen that has nobody behind it. Like, quite honestly, just having someone there to talk to makes this so much easier. It's been another 11 minutes and I've got the computer half assembled. Bison? That's crazy. That's sweet. So this is just a very basic thermal take case. Oh, I appreciate that, buddy. I agree. I don't watch really TV at all. I watch some with the girlfriend, obviously. But overall, we mostly... I think the only show that we actually watch that's new is SWAT. But yeah, I watch a ton of YouTube. I watch a lot of Virtual, and I watch a lot of Dark Viper AU, and obviously a lot of the EV guys as well. But I hope you guys are all having a good night. I appreciate having you guys here to chat with while I have to slog through some computer builds. Your wife watches TV, you watch YouTube, everyone's happy. I feel that. Alright, we're just about wired up on this one. Gotta get the front USB. And then let's get the Wi-Fi card. I still have to get an SSD to throw in here. I haven't done that yet. What am I doing? Mark, where in the country are you? I actually don't know that I've figured that I've asked you that before. All right, Gallon, we'll probably still be here, because like I said, I've still got another one to build. I probably won't stay streaming while I've got the while I'm doing software stuff on these, just because I feel like that'd take too long. And it just wouldn't be interesting content. Okay. Mark, do you currently drive an EV? Or are you in the market for one? I can never remember. Oh, goodness, dude. I've not had issues with that locally to me, but that would definitely be a pretty big safety issue. Thinking that it's a 55. I just set up a fresh one, because every single build is different hardware. You've talked with me about doing a custom one. Every build's different hardware, so I'm just not going to, because I'd need different drivers for each one. It does increase my time that it takes to deploy, but yeah. Ah, yeah. So you'll totally be getting that MX-30, right? As a Mazda guy. You figure if you annoy some engineer with it enough, they'll fix it. That makes sense. Yeah, the MX-30. So, hilariously, they're making a range-extended MX-30. Okay? They took battery out of it. You saw how much room there was in that under the hood area. They took battery out of the thing to put a range extender in it. It's like, guys, this was already your issue, and you're removing more battery? Oh, I completely agree that it wouldn't want to make you pay for FSD, though. Not until they get it fixed. I like how I took the NVMe heatsink off to install an NVMe in this for just a 1 terabyte NVMe SSD, and I instead grabbed the Wi-Fi and installed Wi-Fi. It does need Wi-Fi too, but very great job focusing. Team Group MP33. I've never had issues with their warranty, but I've had quite a few of these drives die. I've probably had 3 or 4, which isn't huge, but it's probably around 10% of the ones that I've deployed. And obviously I've replaced them for the customer and everything, and then they send me back a new drive. But it's just something that I've noticed where it's like, huh, having a higher than normal amount of these fail. Yeah, the only reason they're doing great right now is because of inventory. And Toyota's starting to get some inventory on the ground. So I don't know where they'll go. Or how they will adapt, rather. I really think they should have made a Miata EV a while ago. Yeah, it's tough to do though. I'd love to review EVSEs, but I don't want to spend. Let me be upfront and say I don't make really much money yet from YouTube. It's not to the point where I've even covered the hardware stuff that I've put in as far as microphones, tripods, and shooting rigs, as well as suction cup mounts for within vehicles that you guys actually are going to, you first saw in the ID4 review, and you'll see again in my Ioniq 6 review, where it's actually on a suction cup mount. You'll get a driving experience video with me, go for a drive with me in the vehicle when you're up on the sunroof itself. Yeah, like, I mean, I'd love to. I have a ChargePoint Home Flex. I like it. I may end up eventually doing. I may eventually end up doing a full-on review for it, but I'm not sure. I have to plug in my phone. We are at 20%. Let me go grab a cable, because you guys are on my phone. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to be able to review a wider variety of products. If some companies wanted to send over, like, I don't know, maybe some... Okay, we are charging now. Maybe if some companies wanted to send over some all-weather mats or something like that, I'd review those. Maybe some of those, like, Android boxes. Oh, we're using this at Pevia power supply with the other one. Yeah, I mean, if I had a garage, I could showcase things like that. I just don't have a garage. So that also makes it hard to showcase some things, certain things. As far as what's going to happen with the GV60 here soon, I'm not entirely sure. I think mass would be second. let me look it up on my computer real quick. Along with DC, the 7 states with the most plug-in car registrations were California, Hawaii, Washington, Oregon, Vermont, Colorado, and Nevada. And that's registered per 100,000 people. Mass is 8th. California has had this was posted last summer, had about 5,600 or 5,700 EVs per 100,000 people, so 5.7%. That's gone up a lot, even since then. I mean, they sold a crap ton of Model Ys last year, so I would have expected it to have gotten up. Yeah, it depends on if they're doing per capita or what. That does sound like it sucks, Cloven. Dude, I don't understand why EA still does installs that are 6 or 4 stalls. Like, I'm excited about my local one that's going to be 6 bays. But out in California, the superchargers are having 100, 125 bays at some of them, and they're routinely 12 minimum. It doesn't make sense to do this sissy crap where it's just, oh, we'll put 4 or even 8 bays. It needs to be like a bare minimum of like 12 now. Because when you take into account EA unreliability or EA power fluctuations, as well as some of the slower charging CCS cars that there are, if you only have 4, like the other day, there's only 4 stations, okay? I roll up, a Bolt's there, he's very low, they're going to charge very high up. It's going to take them an hour and a half, okay. So I take another stall. A third one's unavailable. I'm in the GV60, I think, or I don't remember which one I'm in. I'm either in the 60 or the 70. They both charge relatively quickly. And if it was a 350, they could take advantage of 240 kilowatt charging. It's a 150, so maybe on a good day you could pull like 165, right? Based on experiences at other stations. No. You get 115 kilowatt. Alright, not the end of the world. ID4 rolls up. One of the stations is still offline. Okay. So they had to take the CCS station that also has a Chatamo handle. Which, alright, sure. It's the one that's available, whatever. But then a BMW i4 pulls up. Okay, so they gotta wait. I unplug and I move so the i4 can charge. And then Ioniq 5 rolls up. I'm just talking with the ID4 owner, and it takes the ID4 owner a good 30 to 35 minutes to be charged enough. So the Ioniq 5 people had to wait 15, 20 minutes, all because a single station was down. And because one station's down, 25% of their throughput's offline. And then because a Bolt plugged in, which no fault on them, they got a really great deal on a really affordable vehicle. It's not their fault that EA doesn't know how to maintain a network or build a network properly. Because of that, the Ioniq 5 owners had to wait to charge. And the other reason that they had to wait to charge is because no one was charging at their maximum rates their EVs could support. It was just... And that's the story of my local EA most of the time. Superchargers are beautiful things. You just plug in. Within 8 seconds, you're charging. Within 20 minutes, you're ready to go. 95% of the time. And it just works. It's just, yeah. Like, I hate to sound like Jensen Huang from his RTX announcement for the 40 series or the 30 series of NVIDIA graphics cards. Maybe it was 20 series. He said, it just works. And like that was the whole selling point. That was like a huge selling point within it, is that it just works. I'll admit, yes, I dramatize my situations some for YouTube Shorts. But I don't dress them up much. Like, I may do a clicky title, not necessarily clickbait, but clickable. Because those are very close together and it's a fine line to walk. Yes, but you don't have the option to buy out that Model 3. That's the one thing that causes me pause. Like, I want that Model. If you want to buy that Model 3 out, you can't. You have to now go pay for another one. And so they've got you leases where you want to keep, where you think you might want to keep the car, and you can't, are a scam. Leases like on the EQS or something like that, where you're like, yeah, I don't want this heavily depreciated thing after a year, are amazing. It's all depending on the framing of it. We're done computer number 2, by the way, and it's been an extra 30 minutes. Jesus, I am ripping through them today. This is just going to be a shop PC for a gentleman. So he just needs something pretty basic, actually. I gotta pack some things up over here. I'm just gonna pack up a different system so that I have some room. Yeah, I try and I really don't want to over dramatize EA. Because I don't want to scare people off. I try to balance it between scaring people and making people aware. And it's a very tough balance to have to try to strike. Alright, May, are you still here? If you are, it's Fractal North time. You live and learn. Mark, yes, Tesla prices are dropping a good amount. And it is a good thing. Let me just ping May real quick. Wow. And those are stories why some people will never buy anything but a Tesla again. Stories exactly like that. And oh, I'm sure. sure. You guys ready for the beauty that is the fractal north? That is real wood on a computer. Smells like real wood and everything. I don't know what I was expecting it to smell like. Let's be realistic here. What do you guys think of that look as a computer case? It's interesting, isn't it? Different for sure. Nice white mesh on the top and white accents on the front side and rear side panel being white. And a nice like powder gray on the interior. I can't believe we're already on the third computer. And like, we're an hour and 15 minutes into this live stream, already on the third computer. Like, sure, I've got to cycle back through them all to get Windows on there, but I didn't expect to be almost done and it be like 8. No stocks. No steering wheel stocks, no gear selector stock. It's all digital. That's my prediction for next Gen 3. Price will go up, which means they're just gonna not sell any. I kind of feel like the Model 3's tapped out, except for on the budget end, because current long range 3 is not worth buying. Just buy a Y for like $3,000 more for a long range, or standard range for the same, literally the same price. There might be a turn signal stock. Okay. Or no stock. It'll be on steering wheel. There you go, May. Also, so you think that looks great? Okay. Stick around for literally like 5 more seconds at least. I want you guys to see the CPU cooler we're using with this. It matches. It matches. Isn't that great? Wood green, my beloved. I actually hilariously have another one of their fans sitting right here. We're not using that in this computer, but I just find it funny. I'm going to move this over to the side a little bit, just so I have a little room to build. Yeah, it's about 160 bucks for a case. But like, man. So it's on the higher end for cases, especially for ones that don't have RGB, and only come with 2 fans. But it's a premium case, so like it's got nicer finishes. It's got a nicer overall build quality. It's nicer in every way. Just get a little bit more premium there. A standard case this size from an off-brand company that's still a good case, still comes with 4 RGB fans compared to the 2 that this one comes with. These aren't RGB or anything, but the 2 probably much quieter fan. Oh, okay. This has metal buttons. It has metal. Alright, yeah, this thing is probably worth the money. I'd say this case is probably worth around 130 to 140 bucks. So, and I'm cheap. So, with all that in mind, and without, okay, yeah. At the rear, to mount the power supply, on a lot of cases, you have to shove the power supply sideways into the computer. In Fractal cases, a staple of theirs is that you mount the power supply and you just slide it into the bottom of the computer, which is really fancy. Yeah, cases can be great. Personally, I'm partial a lot of the time to some of the ones from Lee & Lee. But man, I'm gonna love how this computer turns out. I really wish I had the Noctua, which is the graphics card that is the brown and tan, like this cooler is. There's a graphics card that they paired with Asus, which is just a computer component company, to manufacture. I wish I had that on hand just so I could throw it in this, just to take a look at the looks. Even though the client wouldn't obviously be paying for that graphics card, because they don't need it. Got our Intel i7 12700K 14 core processor installed. No, 12 core. 12 core, 20 thread. So it's 8 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores. Now, you guys are probably wondering what's the difference between a performance and an efficiency core. Basically, think of a performance core as something that's, think of it like someone who is, I don't know, my brain can't think of an analogy right now. More like a bodybuilder versus someone who's just good all around. Someone who's very good at lifting, and your task itself is lifting. And it uses a lot of energy to lift, but you will lift all of the things very rapidly. Okay? Versus an efficiency core is like, hey, probably takes you a lot longer to lift those heavier loads because you need to get leverage, stuff like that. But you'll still get it done, and you'll use less energy overall than something like the bodybuilder would. I don't know, that was a really poor analogy, so I apologize. But I'm also struggling to get some memory open, so I don't remember. There we go. So we've just got 32 gigs of DDR4 memory. And no, we're not going to download any more than that. Though that would be a good idea to save money. For legal reasons, that's a joke. You cannot download RAM. It's just so nice. Alright, let's get those boxes taken care of. My growing recycle bin pile. Each wood slat adds 5 flops. So this has at least a couple flops. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. This has 50 flops. I don't know if you meant FPS, but flops works too. Alright, let's actually look at the directions on this since I can't directly figure it out. IMB4 backplate. Okay. So yeah, it's this set of things. Okay. Okay, position 2, and then the lock things, then through the board, and then the blue, okay, alright, yeah. Yay, nothing wrong with that. Micro Center's a really good place to get things, as we were actually discussing a little bit earlier. If I'd bought a second fan, I could have added a second fan to this. Neat. Must be nice. Oh, to have a Micro Center sketch, I presume? Yeah. Trust me, it is. If you ever need anything from a Micro Center or anything, you can shoot me a message and I can see what I can do. Since I'm already down there multiple times a week. Realistically, I go down probably around once a week. I've just been down there 3 times so far this week. And I'll probably go again tomorrow on my day off. Because I need another, you know, that first build that we did. So, sketch, we're on build number 3. Yeah, we're on build number 3 of the night, and we're only an hour and a half in. I'm very proud of my progress right now. But, anyways, so yeah, I'll probably go again tomorrow. Okay, there's that. But yeah, our first build that we did was a Ryzen 5500 RX 6600 build. And I have plenty more 6600s, so I probably should get another 5500 and get that up and listed. I also have another build I still haven't listed. God damn it. Micro Center, you're beloved. Yes. How's the audio levels? I know I asked the chat earlier, just some new people joining, so I figured I'd ask you guys as well. Yes, all expensive hobbies. Right now, the 3 that we're building tonight were built to order. I'd say this year so far it's probably 60-40 built to order versus not. Only because I've been lazy about actually getting stuff built. And I've had a lot of returning customers. It's like I've had one guy want 3 separate builds this year who bought a gaming PC from me. It was either early last year or late the year before. Good. I appreciate the feedback on the audio. We're actually using the MacBook over in the side. Over here. We're doing the thing over here for audio. Instead of the iPhone itself that's in the front with the camera, only because you guys said that was a little better. I think it's able to pick up my voice a little bit better because the microphone array or some garbage. I don't know. Alright, we gotta take the existing stock fan off for a minute. Let's add some thermal paste. I'll probably buy one launch day, unbox it, review it. Dude, my 4090 unboxing video still gets, like, literally did so great. And I know it was forever ago, but I literally got 8,000 views, something like that, 9,000 views on it. So, yes, I will be buying launch day. You should have live streamed caulking your windows earlier, yes or no? Vote below, like, and subscribe. If you guys happen to be here and aren't subscribed, A, what are you doing? Why aren't you subscribed? B, how'd you find me? I'd love to know. And C, welcome. Alright. Man, let's get this fan mounted back on there. Alright, got that heatsink on there. This one's actually going to get a 2 terabyte NVMe SSD. Which is great. Pretty sure there's like 3 NVMe slots under this thing that I'm taking off right now. Which is pretty nuts. Yeah. Guys, you gotta see this. So there's just 3 slots in the middle of the board. Like, you could stick 24 terabytes in those 3 slots alone. Because each slot is capable of supporting up to... My brain just died mid-sentence. Each slot can support up to an 8 terabyte NVMe SSD. Obviously those are expensive, but... Knocked to a spot. Home Depot has a USB chargeable tire inflator for $40. Nice. That should be good for you as an accessory. External hard drives for the pictures on your phone. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that sometimes for sure. Because of the YouTube channel, I'm actually using 310 gigabytes of iCloud storage in addition to all of my final renders in 4K ProRes, which uses multiple it's almost up to 2 terabytes of storage, I think. We're getting up there on storage use now. Thankfully, we have that NAS we built a while ago. That server that we built on the channel that has plenty of hard drive storage. It's like 80 terabytes of hard drive storage. We built that quite a while ago now that I think about it. Oh, it's a Ryobi inflator. Nice. Sorry, don't think that it's actually that delayed on me seeing chat. Sometimes I just have to work to finish my previous thought, because if I don't, I'll never finish it. Oh, 31 Sentry mode notifications. Jeez. Yeah, we don't actually use Sentry mode on ours. I may end up regretting that, but at the moment, we don't use Sentry mode. I have in the past, I don't know. I've gone back and forth over it, realistically. Do you guys have any other questions for me about anything that we've reviewed, anything you'd like to see us review? Obviously I don't have a ton of contacts in the industry or anything like that. I'd love to be able to review like a Polestar or the new EX30 once that comes out. Or, if I'm really begging, VID Buzz. But I don't actually expect to really be able to review those anytime soon, because I'm not a big-time YouTuber yet, and I don't know if I'll ever get there. We'll keep putting the work in, but it's going to take some time for sure. If any of you are local to the Northeast and happen to have an EV6, I would love to take a look at an EV6. It's the one eGMP car I haven't looked at. I agree that the buzz will be great. And you know, I don't know if you guys know this, but they're limiting it, from what I've read, to only about 100,000 units in production worldwide, or maybe not worldwide, USA? I don't know. 100,000 units total, though, across all the years. At least based on their current things. So, like, I don't know if it's ever actually going to be, like, widely available. Which will be a bit of a disgrace. I don't know, man. Americans buy the hell out of some minivans. Ah, okay. Yeah, I don't think that that's enough of them to produce. Like, if you're going to intentionally limit supply, then you need to produce more than that. For sure. Or else you're just never going to get a good user base. Right. Right now, the good soccer mom EV is literally just, oh, go buy a Tesla. But that's literally what everyone and their mother's doing. They're all buying Teslas. And so it's just, there's no diversity in the market, and it's kind of concerning that everything is just, oh, go buy these 3 vehicles. Go buy a Model Y, a Bolt, or a Model 3. Model 3 rear-wheel drive, Model Y, or Bolt. It's just, it's rough. I agree. Do you guys see the Volvo EX30 announcement? Supposed to be a fast as crap EV for relatively cheap. Being a Bolt-sized vehicle. Starting at 35, so yes, it's a lot more than a Bolt. But I think the thing is that it's going to be available in an all-wheel drive variant. We are just about done. Holy moly, this thing looks crazy good. This computer, that is. It's like, oh god. If people mishear their friends telling them to go out and buy an EX30 and they go out and buy an MX30, oh god. They buy the Mazda instead of the Volvo. It looks great, honestly. Especially with up to 150 kilowatt DC fast charging. Like, it could be what the Bolt should have turned into. Realistically. I don't need any of these cables. Oh, dude. MX-30, best car ever. If you want to go 50 miles. Guys, this is about to be a record. We will, once I get this all plugged in and everything, and yes, I know it's cheating a little bit, because we don't actually have a graphics card in this. Or the last one we just finished. But we're about to have built 4 computers. Not 4. Wow. Now I'm really trying to fudge the numbers. 3 computers in sub 2 hours. I appreciate you all for sticking around for a while. It really does help me focus being on stream. I can't do any of the software stuff just because I need the monitor for that. But as far as hardware stuff goes, man, I really appreciate it. So, what do you guys think of this final build? What do you think of this case? I think this thing is pretty sleek for sure. I mean, that just 3 PCs built before 9 p.m. and I got out of work at 6:15. Nice hanging with you as well, Miranda. I think we're gonna head out for the night ourselves here in about a minute or two if you're okay with staying for that. 3 PCs and 2 EVs, because we own 2 EVs. I'm just gonna get the side panels put back on this. We'll see how that, the front one at least, and see how that looks. And then I think we're gonna head out for the night. Man, yeah, this thing looks great. It was nice chatting with all of you guys. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you guys all hopefully in the comments of that Ioniq 6 video I'm posting soon. And then open your horizons a little bit. Take a look at that Gambius AIO review once I do post it. But I'll see you guys all in the next one. And as always, it's been Thomas from PCs and EVs. Bye-bye, guys.